Hello. So this is my layout for the Battle of the Teutoburg. I hope I'm saying that right. Teutoburg Forest using Playmobil. So the battle was basically an ambush. The Romans marched into the forest um, and they were betrayed by one of their own officers who was of Germanic descent. Oh yes, the battle took place in Germany, modern day Germany, and the Romans were marching through their territory. They had actually been occupying a lot of Germany, but the German tribes eventually, uh, many of the tribes at least, banded together to try and get rid of the Romans. So this guy is his name is Arminius. He's the leader of the Germans, and he was actually a Roman citizen and a Roman um, uh, general, but he had served under the Romans for a long time, and he wanted to side with his ethnicity and gathered the Germans to ambush the Romans. So over here in the blue is the Roman general. His name is Varus, and he was trying to march his troops to a winter encampment. So when the battle took place, it was actually a series of different battles, but the Germans used the terrain to their advantage, and the Romans were spread pretty thin, and the Germans had their various tribes attack the Romans at different times, and they were heavily weakened, not just by the forests and then by the troops harassing them. There was also heavy rain at the time. So this is pretty much the final engagement. I already have the front already engaging with the barbarians, and the barbarians also have troops surrounding the Roman army, and they're getting ready to attack. So the result of the battle was that the Romans were decimated. It was actually one of the most important losses in Roman history. They lost almost 20,000 men, but that figure ranges between different sources and different historian interpretations. The Germans, on the other hand, their losses are minuscule, or it is predicted that they lost very few men because they basically did hit and run tactics against the Romans until the final assault. So for the Romans, I use obviously the Roman Playmobil pieces. Varus himself is a Greek hoplite, but he looks Roman. They can be used interchangeably, at least in my opinion. And for the Germans, I just use a rabble, basically various knights, various Vikings, and even some cavemen, which I believe fits. They can be considered the berserkers or something. Yeah. I don't think the Germans had much in terms of uniform. I even have some pirates in there as well. So there they are. There's some good shots of them. They look great. And like I said before, I'm gonna be using there's even a dwarf here, and I think the dwarf works as well. Um, Behind that caveman right there. I'll be using this rabble army for pretty much every barbarian army. Uh, yeah, so looks great. I want to try to start doing stop motion, but I don't really have the patience for it. It's so tedious. Okay, and that's it for my display for the Battle of Teutoburg Forest. Maybe someday I'll get more terrain and then redo the battle to make it look more dynamic. I do want to show a little bit more action. But I think this will do. I'm very happy with it. Yeah, I'll be doing a lot more battles in the days to come. Thank you so much for watching and have a great day.